hello everyone, and welcome to Proline, America's longest-running sports handicapping show. I'm John Cranton in Las Vegas, joined by world champion handicapper Jim Feist, and Jeff Sauter runs Las Vegas Sports Services. We're going to take a look at the Pac-12 college basketball slate on Saturday, give you some betting tips. But first, we're going to tell you what's going on. Jim, you had a phenomenal Saturday, 7-3 with overall plays. You had that one game of the year, and that was a MAC game of the year winner with Akron. And you have a big play coming up, a big package this weekend, as well as the Super Bowl.
Sure do, John. Have a huge package, and we're on a great run. We were 4-0 in our high roller sweep last week. Saturday, we have a six-pack in college basketball, 6 plays including 2 conference games of the year, my NBA mismatch game of the year, and my total Super Bowl. I'm on an 8-0 run in the NFL playoff totals. 6 big hoop winners, 1 NFL, all for $400 online. But if you make this phone call, 1-866-841-1655, you get all of those plays for $29. That's a $400 value for $29. 1-866-841-1655.
All right, this is the best time to get aboard with the Vegas Pros with the college basketball tournament coming up. And Jeff, you had another terrific weekend, 9-3 for the entire weekend with all plays, and you have that sizzling NFL run that is continuing, and you're going to ask people to get aboard, not for just a week or two, but for several months here with plays, right?
Yeah, 9-3 this weekend. I had another conference game of the year winner with Gonzaga over BYU. Since January 15th in college basketball, I'm 27-9, at 75% winners, and that includes 3 conference games of the year winners, and also had another blockbuster winner on Saturday with Michigan. They're getting points. They won outright against Michigan State. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give you the rest of NBA and college basketball all the way through the March tournament, actually early April. Plays every day for just $39. All you have to do is call the LVSS at 1-866-575-8916. Play through the March tourney in both NBA and college basketball. Just $39 total. You get plays every day, and just call LVSS to get it. 1-866-575-8916.
All right, and Mr. Vegas, too, has a special coming up. He's got the Super Bowl side and total. You're going to get both side and total. Plus, you're going to get all of February hoops, as well as 3 big Super Bowl props going this weekend. All that playing right through the end of February for $25 from Mr. Vegas, 1-866-896-1627. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the Pac-12 basketball, a weekend coming up. On the Pac-12, you got Arizona, undefeated 20-0, undefeated in Pac-12 play. And then you got 4 teams below that, 5 teams actually, with just 2 or 3 losses, kind of a logjam for second place. UCLA, Cal, Washington, Arizona State, and Stanford. And our first meeting coming up Saturday, we got Utah playing at Colorado. And here you have a Colorado team that does have some key injuries, but a Utah team, Jim, that's kind of been under the radar a little bit. Pretty good balance on both sides of the ball. Not a bad-looking team, are they?
Well, it's a very good team, John, and any team that's 12-2-1 against the spread, you can't ignore. I mean, that's our game, man. We don't really care about straight up wins that much. I know these teams do, but we care about what they do against the spread and what they do against the over and under. And this team is 12-2-1 against the spread. They're playing very well for their new coach. They're 12-2-1, as I said. They lost to Arizona last game, but covered, allowing a 40% shooting. They shot over 50 as a team, 5th in the nation. Utah has been good at home, earning all 14 of their wins in Salt Lake City, including a 74-69 victory over the then number 25 UCLA Bruins on January 18th. The road has been a different story for the Utes. 0-4 straight up on the road in Pac-12 play. Still, 39-13-2 ATS run overall for Utah. 26-10 ATS in the Pac-12 play. This is a very good team. Not a team you want to take it for granted. You definitely must take them into consideration when you're making your plays.
Yeah, I like the defense that Larry Krystariak is getting out of this Utah team. They're second in the Pac-12 in points allowed, just 61 points per game. Second in field goal shooting defense, 38.5%. So, Jeff, they're going to be playing this Colorado team that has a good record overall of 15-6, but not lately. They're on a 1-4 run, straight up 2-3 against the spread, and the problem there looks like offense.
Yeah, well, the big problem was they lost Spencer Dinwiddie. They had a good thing going until he went down with the ACL injury. They lost 3 out of 4 without him. Krzysztofiak's done a good job turning that Utah program around. The problem is they're having problems on the road, but they have come close. As Jim said, they're covering the spread. They just can't win outright on the road. They're 0-5 overall this season. Colorado played terrible on Saturday against Arizona State, lost 72-51. They had the lowest point total of the season. Plus, he had 19 turnovers. They were bad in every facet of the game. 2 of 11 from three-point range. Each team won its game on its home court last year. Utah played well Saturday until the Wildcats figured out the Utah defense. Then Arizona went on a roll and won the game but didn't cover. The question is, with this week off, can Colorado regroup and regain some confidence? And also, can Utah finally break through and win a road game? The game will probably be, because it's at Colorado, I'd say Utah might even be a slight favorite here because of the way Colorado's been playing lately without Dinwiddie. But I would take Utah or nothing in this game. I can't take Colorado right now after the performance against Arizona State, especially in the last 4 games. I would lean toward Utah, John.
I want to mention to the viewers that who like to play totals, keep in mind we mentioned the Utah defense is so good. They're 39-13-2 against the spread overall, and when they go out on the road, they really play that great defense. 16-7-1 under the total when they go on the road, 5-1 under in recent road games. And keep in mind, Colorado is struggling offensively, and when they come off the loss, Colorado's 15-5 under the total against Pac-12 teams going back several years. Colorado 36-16 under the total. And take a look at the last 2 meetings between these teams last year. There was no scoring at all in it. 58-55, Utah won at home. Colorado shot just 40%. The game really wasn't that close as Utah had a 22-point lead. And then the rematch, home court, came into play as Colorado won 60-50. But again, no scoring or shooting. Utah was held to just 39% shooting. So a lot of spread trends point toward unders with these teams, and the defenses last year were outstanding. All right, guys, we got this other game in the Pac-12. Really, it's the Apple Cup mania with Washington playing at Washington State. Jim, it's definitely a clash of styles here. You got a very good Washington offense, which plays up tempo, but Washington State is struggling now and slowing the pace down. What do you see with this Washington team?
Well, for it to have any chance whatsoever, Washington State needs to slow the pace down because they just don't. They can't keep up on the scoring end of it. The Washington team is outstanding on offense, scoring 85 points a game, but the defense is a problem. The last 2 road games, they gave up 82 to Cal and 69 to Stanford, and they lost to number 1 Arizona, which is no surprise. Arizona is very good. They gave up 71 points as a 17-point dog. This is the start of a 3-game road trip for Washington, 7-3 straight up, 5-5 ATS run. Washington State's going to try to slow it down, but they are struggling badly. 1-7 straight up, 2-6 ATS. Last year, Washington won both meetings. They were close though, 68-63 and 72-68 at home. You got to be careful in these rivalry games. The underdog usually steps up and puts up a pretty good effort, even if they look to be out skilled and overmatched, I should say. You have to look at the underdog, and it comes down to what the point spread is. Washington State, even though they're inferior, they're at 8-12 straight up, 5-10-1 against the spread, which is terrible. 1-3 straight up at home in the Pac-12. You have to be very careful laying too many points with the Huskies here, but they are the better team.
And keep in mind, Washington, this is the start of a 3-game road trip for the Huskies. They do come off that win over Oregon State, 87-81. Had to come back from a 12-point deficit in the second half. Yeah, the offense was great, 50% shooting, but keep in mind they allowed 49%, and that's been a problem with this Husky team. They're 11th in the Pac-12 in field goal shooting defense, over 51% allowed. So that's a major concern. So, Jeff, they're taking on the rivalry Washington State team that's just struggling to score 1-7 runs straight up, 2-6 against the spread. Is there a chance that Ken Bone could put you in the backcourt to improve the Cougars' scoring?
Yeah, I can do a little bit better than that. Earlier this year, Washington State scored a total of 25 points in one game, and so it's not far-fetched to think that we could get out there and do better than that. Washington's coach Lorenzo Romar is probably doing one of his best coaching jobs. Washington was picked to finish around 8th in the Pac-12 this year, but they're 13-8, 5-3 in the conference. They're coming off 2 wins against the Oregon teams. Oregon State was able to contain C.J. Wilcox, but freshman Nigel Williams-Goss took over, scored 32 points. Huskies, the problem is, you guys said, they're just not a strong defensive team, allowing 48% from the field, 32% from three-point range. But Washington State is just a bad team. They look downright awful at times this season. They're averaging 62 points per game, 41% from the field. They shot 25% in the loss versus Oregon. They were out-rebounded 43-24, and as I said, they had that game against Arizona in early January where they lost by 35 points. They do have a one excuse, so they didn't score. Devontae Lacey has been out with an ACL injury, not ACL, but another injury. But since he's been out there, averaging only 49 points per game, and he won't be back for a couple of weeks probably. So this game, I'll have to guess the line here. I would say Washington would be a small favorite, probably 5 or 6 maybe. But I'm going to take Washington no matter what. I just can't take Washington State the way they were playing bad overall, and especially that terrible offense, John.
Correct. Yeah, that last game, they played at home against Oregon. They only shot 25%. They lost 71 to 44. If you're looking for some pluses, the Cougars they have been covering games at home 5-3 against the spread, and they do slow it down in Pac-12 play, 7-2-2 under the total. But boy, this team overall is tough to back them. 5-10-1 against the spread, even in Pac-12 play at home. They've lost 3 out of 4 games, so it's very difficult. I would lean toward the healthier Washington team, and also keep in mind that we talked about Washington's defensive troubles. Washington State is horrendous at defending the three-pointer, 42% in Pac-12 play. That is the worst in the conference. Okay, guys, that covers our Pac-12 show. Let's tell everybody about what we have going on this weekend. Jim, the Super Bowl is on tap. You got the total along with a big six-pack for Saturday.
Well, I've been doing really well in the totals, 8-0 in the playoffs in total plays. It was 7-3 in college hoops last Saturday, including my MAC game of the year with Akron. I'm 4-0 in my high rollers. I swept those last week. Saturday, I have a six-pack in college basketball, 6 plays, including 2 conference games of the year, plus my NBA mismatch game of the year and my Super Bowl total. Like I said, I'm 8-0 in the NFL playoffs. The 6 big hoop winners, 1 NFL, all for $400 online, but you can get it for $29 by calling 1-866-841-1655.
Okay, Mr. Vegas has the Super Bowl side and total available. 3 Super Bowl props, as well as playing through February basketball, 4 weeks of action. All this for $25 special, 1-866-896-1627. And Jeff, you're off a sizzling 9-3 weekend with basketball, and you're on that sizzling 33-13 NFL run. I'm sure you're sorry to see the football season go, but you do have some specials available for people.
Well, the good thing about football ending is that college basketball is around. I'm 27-9 in college basketball since January 15th. So you're going to get you got to play all the way through the March tournaments, NBA and college basketball, actually into early April, and you're going to get plays every day for a grand total of $39. Just call LVSS at 1-866-575-8916, 1-866-575-8916.
All right, very good. Make sure you check out the NFL and NBA version of Proline. There's NBA news and notes, as well as NFL prop, some free prop bets, too. All that and more at Proline. We'll see you next week with more winning action.